CEREBUS the Aardvark in The Merchant and the Cockroach, a one-act play for the McKinney Writing Contest, Rensselaer Polytechnic Insitute, RPI, 1993, by Keisuke Hoashi, based on characters and situations from the graphic novel CEREBUS the Aardvark by Dave Sim, created with the permission of aardvark-vanaheim Inc., Kitchener, Ontario. Scene 1. The Merchant's home. Lights up on the Merchant and CEREBUS entering his house.
Thank you so much for your services as a bodyguard, Monsieur Aardvark, but now that my business trip is safely over, I have no further need for your talents. Could you hand me my wrinkle cream? It's in a little pink jar.
CEREBUS would not touch little pink jars unless they contain concentrated beryllium whiskey.
No matter. Really, staying young, looking, and fit, it can be such a trial for a businessman as busy as I.
CEREBUS is a businessman himself, from time to time.
Oh, yes, your money. Oh, here you go, 100 gold pieces. You can count it if you like.
No need. If there are any coins missing, CEREBUS will return and divest you of certain critical portions of your anatomy.
If you insist, be sure to make an appointment, would you? And save some rage for my accountant. He's the one who fills the sacks. And now, despite your most really unique phraseology, I really must be getting to sleep. Without my 8.5 hours per night, I become positively schizophrenic.
Good thing CEREBUS was just leaving. CEREBUS stomps out. Lights on the merchant's apartment go dark, and CEREBUS glares back in contempt. CEREBUS would not return to this city if the rest of the world turned to orange slime. Now, to find the nearest tavern, and he hears the merchant speaking through the door.
Kill them all. Punch him in the face. Kick him in the head. I'll kill every one of them.
CEREBUS is increasingly fascinated. He almost knocks on the door, but stops himself. CEREBUS is not interested. CEREBUS is just going to walk away. CEREBUS has his gold and will not fall for any stupid tricks.
You won't escape, you murderers! Do you hear me? You'll never escape!
On the other hand, one quick look and CEREBUS will see that there is a logical explanation for all of this. CEREBUS opens the door. Lights come up on the merchant, who has transformed into the Cockroach. He wears a cape, and he has on a mask, and there are 2 feelers sticking out the top of his head.
The Cockroach! Evil, evil, evil!
Then again, the Cockroach springs off the bed and leaps through the window. CEREBUS drops his bag of gold and runs there, and then sits stubbornly on the bed. If that powdered merchant thinks that he can make CEREBUS follow him out of a 2nd-story window and leave his gold behind, then he is an uncanny judge of aardvarks. CEREBUS leaps through the window. Blackout. Scene 2. The streets of Bedouin. Lights up on CEREBUS carefully creeping across the stage. Where did that maniac go? If CEREBUS loses him, CEREBUS will never know what this is all about, and there's nothing CEREBUS hates more than not knowing. Victim 1 enters, reading a book. Sudden maniacal laughter from stage left stops him.
Hold, thou evil follower of the treacherous Red Claw crime lords! Your day of judgment is at hand, for I am...
Mentally unbalanced,
The Cockroach leaps out from stage left, cape billowing, laughing. CEREBUS's jaw drops all the way to the floor. The Cockroach!
Ew, I hate cockroaches.
That's the whole idea, you miscreant mongrel! Hiss! You vile Red Claw cult! You killed my parents, and now you are going to die!
No.
Yes!
No.
Yes!
No.
Yes!
A one-sided fight ensues, the Cockroach yelling pow, bam, crunch, and so on to enhance his powers. Killed his parents? Red Claw? CEREBUS has seen better acted soap operas, but seldom a more confusing one. The Cockroach rises behind his now prone victim.
Coward! Lying there unconscious simply to avoid getting beat up! How dare you! Stand up and face your Armageddon in the person of the Cockroach! You vermin!
CEREBUS would swear he's getting weirder. Oh, what's this? The Cockroach frisks the dead victim and removes his wallet and gold pouch. avenge my right and just compensation for popping another red claw pimple on the face of justice.
My businessman turned bug has turned into a businessman again.
Horrible, horrible, you red claw followers! I will get you all 369,252 of you! Kill my parents, will you? Shooting them as we came home from a showing of a sorrow! Leaving me all alone. I was only 6, with no one to bring me warm milk at night or wipe my nose or show me how to get better grades in school. What's that I see? Another red claw murderer! Hiss! Hiss! Prepare for thy doom! I am vengeance! I am the night! I am! Victim 2 screams, ew, a cockroach. Gross!
If there's anything dumber than dressing up as a 6-foot cootie and assaulting people at 2 in the morning, it's following a 6-foot cootie at 2 in the morning. Cerebus has seen enough. Time to retrieve Cerebus's gold, find a tavern, and get into a good fight.
Cerebus exits and crashes right into Elrod. Cerebus goes sprawling. Now what? I say watch where you're motivating, son. Y'all could get a bad spot on your Tuchus Maximus. Backside, that is. That was a joke, son. You better pay attention. How can you expect to better yourself? Listen, you listen.
Cerebus would like you to remove your dead weight from Cerebus's foot.
Manners, son, manners. I've got a tall, pointy hat. Now that's status. You can argue with me, but you cannot argue with status. Cerebus stalks off left, but Elrod follows him. Now, don't you walk away when I'm speaking to you, son. That's just plain bad manners. Elrod has pinched Cerebus' ear to yell into it. Can you hear me, boy? Ears like yours ought to be good for something. Y'all in there, son. You're present, that is. Cerebus, startled and suddenly furious, takes a huge swing at Elrod, who unfortunately has turned away and moved just out of reach, and the force of Cerebus' wild punch sends him spinning and sprawling to the floor. Now, I say, he's a nice boy, but he's about as deaf as a bottle of apricot brandy.
Look, Cerebus doesn't know what you are, but if you run away right now, Cerebus will only kill you a little.
Who I am? Oh, now why don't y'all know who I am? Step back, son. Y'all might be blinded by my very glory. Elrod's the name. Elrod the albino. Elrod of Melvin Bone, last ruler of a dying race, a true king. Unlike most of those other fake kings you'll be lucky enough to see in your lifetime, son.
Cerebus has seen truer kings in a deck of cards.
Ah, but when did y'all ever see a card that could do this? That was a joke, son. You're supposed to laugh. Drawing my sword, behold, the mighty sword seersucker. Yah-ha-ha! Elrod yanks out his sword and performs some clumsy thrusts. Cerebus is not scared. He's actually appalled.
By the god Tarim, how did your sword get rusty enough to turn black?
Oh, now y'all push my good nature far too far, son. My blade is a blur of black light. Y'all better start running, Junior, or me and Seersucker the Sword are gonna turn y'all into cold cuts. Cerebus lifts his sword and holds it pointing straight up right in front of him. What's the matter, son? Don't you even know a basic fighting stance? Oh, you too busy quaking with fear to remember? Now, after this, there ain't gonna be nothing left of you but splinters! Elrod swings Seersucker against Cerebus's blade. Wham! And Seersucker explodes into a million splinters.
Cerebus could find a better fight in a girls' school for the blind.
Fight? Why, you're right, boy. Why should we fight? We are the 2 best warriors in these all here Southlands.
2?
I know it. We will team up. Now, don't say nothing, because I already know what you're thinking. You just ain't good enough. That's what you're thinking, right? Well, you're probably right, boy. But that's okay, son. What you lack in skill, you'll make up for in shortness. Tell me why don't you just grunt if any of all this is sinking in? Cerebus spins to Elrod with the intent of pummeling him, but he's interrupted again by the appearance of a guard. Right, what's all this then? Scattering rusty iron on the streets. Don't you know there's a cockroach loose?
What? You know about that lunatic cootie also?
A cockroach? Whew. What are y'all worried about that for, son? I can get you a whole gourd of them inside a month. Of course, I would need to...
No, I'm talking about the cockroach.
Now, how can y'all tell them apart unless you paint a big old number 1 on its back?
Cerebus just saw the bug tonight.
Then you're lucky to have escaped. The cockroach has been terrorizing the streets of Bedouin for 30 years. Nobody's ever survived one of his attacks.
How big is this old cockroach anyways?
30 years? That cootie has been killing and taking people's gold for 30 years? He's got 30 years of gold?
Well, yes, I know it's unthinkable that we've not captured him yet, but when we do, we'll be able to stop this terror who flaps in the night and balance the city's budget at the very same time. Yeah, what's the matter with him? Cerebus, staggered with the knowledge that he knows who the cockroach is, walks off muttering.
30 years of gold. 30 years of gold.
Well, now I can't rightly say. Now, he's a nice boy, but he's got the attention span of an overripe grapefruit. But never mind him. Now tell me, have y'all ever met the last ruler of a dyad race? A true king from the land of Melvin Bone. I'm talking that. Blackout. Scene 3. The merchant's home.
Good. It looks like Cerebus has beat the cootie home. Now, how can Cerebus find out where the bug hides 30 years of gold?
Cerebus silently creeps in through the door and hides in a corner just as the cockroach comes in through the window, hissing. Once more I return to my secret roach lair. Hiss, hiss. But the hour is early, and I must sleep, must be fresh as a field of daisies from my war on the Red Claw. Murder! Revenge! Hiss. The cockroach removes his costume as he falls asleep in bed. Cerebus emerges from his hiding place to examine the cockroach, who suddenly stirs and sits up. Cerebus jumps back. What is this?
Cerebus was a...
Oh, yeah. You said that you were just leaving. Well, thank you again, Monsieur Cerebus the Aardvark. But you can show yourself out. Surely, I really must get some sleep. Bonne nuit. Bonne nuit.
Good night.
Cerebus walks back out, frustrated and confused, and sits down outside the door to think.
Just what is going on here? The merchant didn't even realize that it's been hours since he paid me. But I saw him dressed up in a cockroach outfit. How could this be? Unless... That's it. Somehow, the merchant and the cockroach are two separate people in the same body. Yes. The merchant said that he gets schizophrenic unless he gets enough sleep. So when Cerebus left the first time, the merchant fell asleep and the cockroach woke up. And when the cootie fell asleep just now, the merchant woke up, completely unaware of what the cockroach had been doing. And right now the merchant is asleep, which means the cockroach will be the one who wakes up. And while the merchant doesn't know where 30 years of gold is, the cockroach does.
Cerebus returns to the room. Heavenly lighting suffuses him.
Cockroach! Awake, cockroach!
The cockroach zips upright in bed, hissing. Who dares defy the dark, dank defenses of the cockroach lair? Who are you? I've never seen you before.
I am the spirit of your murdered father, cockroach.
You don't look like Daddy.
Of course not. I have possessed the body of this trustworthy creature, Cerebus the Aardvark. The spirit is willing, but the body is pushing up the daisies.
Oh, Father, it is you in an aardvark's body. Oh, praise to him.
Listen to Cerebus as my representative on Earth. He will help you show the true path of Tarim.
I will, Father. I will!
And if you don't, I'll come back and beat you to a pulp. And now my time is at an end. Farewell, son. Farewell. Farewell.
Daddy, don't go. Don't leave me to my endless war on the Red Claw all alone.
But he has not, brother. He has left you, me, to help with your one-bug war.
You're right. Oh, praise Tarim, I will not be alone again. So tell me, what is your secret origin, Brother Cerebus? Was it the Red Claw?
Yes, just like you, my parents
were murdered by them. Yes, I'm an orphan. Orphan, just like you. I'm an orphan. The cockroach bawls loudly, jumps out of bed, and embraces Cerebus, whose face is in an expression of utter disgust. Suddenly, the cockroach jumps back, assuming a manly pose.
So, kill your parents, will they? Well, don't you worry, my youthful ward. We'll have revenge enough for both of us! Punch him in the face, kick him in the head. We'll be lifelong partners. Bosom buddies, a dynamic duo. I will teach you everything I know.
That shouldn't take too long.
What was that, my partner in crime stumping?
Nothing. Actually, Cerebus came to warn you of a plot against you, Cockroach.
Plot? Oh, you have so much to learn, my friend. Everyone plots against the cockroach. But go ahead, kid. Tell your guardian, your friend, your mentor, and idol all about this plot. I'll bet you I know all about it.
Here goes everything. Elrod of Melvinbone plans to come and steal all of your gold tomorrow.
Aha! Elrod!
You've heard of him?
Of course. He's the villain who's coming tomorrow to steal my gold.
Yes, Cerebus must be getting absent-minded in his old age.
Now, time to call upon my cockroach powers of cogitation. How can we thwart this plot? Let's see, I could... maybe I could... No, that one... Well, perhaps... Yes, I could...
We could go to your storehouse and move the gold before he gets here.
I've got it! We will move all of my gold before he gets here.
Your ability to think through a problem is amazing.
That's why everyone else is out there and the cockroach is in here. We will show that lousy Elrod of Milbertoast.
He once again embraces Cerebus.
Oh, thank you, old friend. I will repay you someday. I know. We'll buy a stately cockroach manor. We'll hire a butler and we will name him Alfred. And we will wear the finest silk underwear and flowers. Lots and lots of beautiful flowers. But now to work. Follow me, boy wonder aardvark. Flowers, tulips, daisies, chrysanthemum.
And the cockroach leaps out the window. If there's anything dumber than following a nut dressed in a bug suit at 2 a.m, it's following that same nut twice on the same night. There'd better be more gold than Cerebus can carry, or that bug's gonna have his antennae stuffed up his nose. And Cerebus jumps out the window. Blackout. Scene 4. The streets of Bedouin. Cerebus and the cockroach enter. The cockroach is scuttling, suspicious of every shadow. But Cerebus is just walking normally, clearly impatient to get to his gold.
Say, aardvark-vanaheim, I know this is a painful subject, but can you tell me how your parents died?
Mom and Dad were circus acrobats, trapeze artists, and the Red Claw cut through their trapeze ropes, and the ropes snapped in midair, and they fell 100 feet into the safety net. And then one of the Red Claw, disguised as a clown, climbed into the safety net and beat them both to death with a club.
Tragic. Just tragic.
Cerebus knows, but that was the best Cerebus could do on the spur of the moment.
Hold! My special cockroach sense is tingling.
I didn't know you had a special cockroach sense.
Neither did I, but it is definitely tingling. Hiss! Hiss! It doesn't feel like the Red Claw. But what could it be telling me? Danger! Danger! Something is out there waiting for us, lurking, a nameless terror!
Elrod enters.
Cerebus, boy! I say, I know that little gray face anywhere!
Oh, Tarim, no, not now.
Well, I'll be wrapped in ham-fat and pickled for the holidays. It is you! Ha ha! Well, go on, say something, boy. Don't tell me you've forgotten your old friend Elrod the albino. Say, who's your friend with the feelers on his head?
Elrod? Elrod? Did he say Elrod?
Yes, that's what he said. Oh, no doubt at all, it's him.
Hiss!
My reputation precedes me, huh? Don't freeze up, son. This might be your only chance to meet a genuine last ruler of a dying race.
Stand where you stand, mortal. I am the Cockroach! Elrod, genuinely pleased and smiling, shakes the cockroach's hand.
Cockroach! Well, pleased to meet you, son. My name's Elrod. Accent on the L, not on the rod, know what I mean? I hear there's a whole bunch of cockroaches loose tonight.
Eh?
Say, that cape really suits you, boy. I said, what do you do for a living?
I dedicate myself nightly to facing the criminal element on their own territory in mortal combat.
Oh, sort of a combination social worker and hoodlum. Now that's real nice, but your uniform, it's all wrong, son.
My uniform?
Your headgear, son, well, that's about as useful as a politician in office. Impractical, that is. Now, protrusion, son. You're leaving yourself wide open as a one-sharp tug. And yours blind as a bat. Helpless, that is. That uniform's nothing more than an accident looking for a place to happen.
Elrod yanks on the cockroach's feelers and pulls the mask down over his eyes. The cockroach struggles to replace the mask, grunting.
Now, I said, stop fidgeting when I'm talking to you, boy. I can't help you if you don't pay no attention. Now, where was I? Oh, yes, criminals? They're smart, son. Why, y'all practically need a doctorate of sociology to steal a loaf of bread these days.
Elrod flings his arms to emphasize his point, accidentally hitting the cockroach in the back of his head and sending him sprawling at Cerebus's feet.
Taking the naps and all the answer, boy. You've got to tackle your program standing up. Are you catching my drift, or should I run it through again?
Cerebus slaps the cockroach back from near unconsciousness.
Take Cerebus's advice. Don't talk. Hit! The albino's trying to confuse you while his henchmen try to steal your gold. Yes, so don't talk. Hit!
Hit! Hit! Revenge! Hiss!
No, I see something about that slow leak of yours, son. It sounds like you're deflating fast.
Go get him, or I'll beat you to a pulp.
Punch him in the face! Punch him in the face!
Punch him in the face to you too, son. Oh, I just love this colorful local greetings. What's it? Whoa, down, boy. Down, heel, that's a heel.
Elrod has finally caught on to the fact that he is in real trouble. The cockroach grabs him, lifts him up, and raises his fist. Elrod can't even beat an egg. Oh, Cerebus is going to enjoy this. When 3 guards run in from the left, Cerebus immediately hides in the shadows.
Aha! We finally caught up with you, Cockroach. Time to end your terror and get back all the gold that you have stolen over the last 30 years.
Sir, Elrod's a henchman? Ha! Disguised as Bedouin guards.
Elrod? Who's Elrod?
Yo! Forward, men, and take care. He's dangerous.
Cerebus leaps out of the shadows and attacks the guards.
The cockroach and the albino are the least of your troubles, you fools. You won't get any of Cerebus's gold.
Attaboy, faithful sidekick. Hiss! Punch him in the face. Kick him in the... Ah!
Cerebus hurls a guard over his shoulder and into the cockroach. Both of them crash to the ground, unconscious. Elrod is entranced.
You got him now, son? Well, they all may be taller and stronger, but you're shorter and grayer.
And as for you, albino...
Why, I'm touched, boy, but I'm just fine, thanks. But your friend in the underwear? He been pureed. Knocked out, I say he is. Knocked out. Cockroach, wake up.
Cerebus slaps the cockroach awake, but it's the merchant who wakes up.
My head. I have a splitting headache. Could you get me my painkillers? They're in the bathroom, second shelf on your right.
No. Cockroach, you get back here. Get back here and tell me where you hid your gold.
It's you again, Monsieur Aardvark? I already paid. Oh, dear. Did you count it and find some gold pieces missing? Oh, this is so embarrassing.
I want to talk to the cockroach.
Cerebus punches the merchant unconscious.
Now that's a mighty strange way to treat a head wound there, little guy.
Shut up, albino.
Cockroach, do you hear me? Cockroach!
Cerebus shakes the merchant until he wakes, but...
Oh, really, there is no need to insult me, monsieur, calling me a cockroach.
No, he's gone! Nonsense, boy, he's lying right there, right where you threw him. 30 years of gold, and now Cerebus will never see any of it!
Elrod begins pulling the merchant to his feet.
Excuse me, son, but y'all understand what the little gray guy's been flapping his gums about?
I assure you, monsieur, I have no idea.
It's your fault, albino!
Startled, Elrod drops the merchant on his head. He passes out again quietly.
Me, son? Now just hold on an ear-picking minute there, boy. Say, whoa, heel, boy, heel, down, heel.
Offstage, we hear yet another bunch of guards.
Platoon, fall out! We have reports of something very funny going on around here. Search the area! Booyah!
At the sound of more guards offstage, Cerebus tenses to murder Elrod. But good sense overtakes him, and he spins off.
Count your blessings, albino. Cerebus will be back.
Cerebus runs offstage.
Someday, boy, you and me is gonna have a long talk. Y'all can explain just what in the heck happened here.
Elrod exits, and as the lights fade, the merchant slowly rises, his eyes vacant, expressionless, until... Hiss!
Revenge!
Blackout, the end.